response to the global supply chain disruption arising from the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. No nation has been spared. The tremors of this conflict have traveled far beyond its theater, unsettling economies, creating tensions between heads of state and the moral voices of religious leadership, straining families and societies, and reshaping the global order. The bill responds directly to these challenges by reducing the value-added tax on petroleum products by 50%. This singular intervention is expected to return over Kenya shillings 13 billion in monthly foregone revenue to the economy, thereby easing the cost of living for citizens and supporting businesses. Your Excellency, with the National Assembly having expeditiously discharged its lawmaking mandate in a historic one day, Your Excellency, as the head of state and government, is most graciously petitioned to exercise your presidential prerogative as vested in you by Article 115 of the Constitution to assent to the Value-Added Tax Amendment Bill. Your Excellency, sir, I now invite the Clerk of the National Assembly to convey the vellum copies of the bill for Your Excellency's presidential assent.
Your Excellency, good morning, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, I have the instructions of the Speaker of the National Assembly to place before you these vellum copies, 6 of them, of a short bill, only 2 clauses, but very impactful, called the Value Added Tax Amendment Bill 2026. This bill, Your Excellency, was introduced in the House by the Deputy Leader of the Majority Party, the distinguished member for Kilifi North, on behalf of the Majority Party. Your Excellency, this bill follows a dispatch that came from the National Treasury, dated 10th of April, which advised that His Excellency the President request the National Assembly to amend Cap 476, that the VAT Act, so as to cushion Kenyans from the possible effect of the rising in petroleum products, Your Excellency, rising costs of petroleum and petroleum products, Your Excellency. The bill, Your Excellency, was introduced the 17th, Your Excellency. The bill was introduced and passed in a record time yesterday on 16th, Your Excellency, in all stages, first reading, second reading, Committee of the Whole House, and third reading. In a nutshell, Your Excellency, this bill amends Section 6 of the VAT Act. Currently, Section 6 of the VAT Act permits the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury to vary VAT by a percentage not higher than 25%. That's the standard VAT, which is currently set by law at 16%. But conscious that the 25% may not be able to cushion Kenyans appropriately, the National Assembly responded to your request last evening and amended the VAT Act to provide that the VAT rate applicable to the petroleum and petroleum products for a period of 90 days shall be at 8%. The bill is also conscious, the House is also conscious, Your Excellency, that should the situation persist beyond the 90 days, there may be need to extend the VAT rate further, and therefore it permits the Cabinet Secretary to extend, should the situation persist, by a further 90 days. The bill is to come into effect, Your Excellency, on 15th of this month, being the date contained in your request to the National Assembly, Your Excellency. It is hoped that this bill will therefore cushion Kenyans from the knock-off effect of the rising cost in the petroleum products, given the situation in the Middle East. Your Excellency, I seek your leave to end my commission for the day.
Your Excellency, sir, in concluding our day's ceremony, and as a mark of this legislative milestone, Your Excellency is most graciously invited to hand over a copy of the bill to the Prime Cabinet Secretary, to the Attorney General for publication into law, to the Cabinet Secretary for Energy and Petroleum, and to the Speaker of the National Assembly, and to each of the esteemed members who have witnessed the ceremony as the guardians of the law. Sir, in a symbolic display of the interdependence between the legislature and the executive, Your Excellency will open and display a ceremonial copy of the Act, while all the other members display an encased closed copy of the Act. This marks the end of this state ceremony this morning. I thank you, Your Excellency.